Jordan's heart pounded like a drum in her chest as she slipped through the shadows of the university dorm, the cold night air biting at her skin. She had no choice. Josephine was inside, spiraling after their secret argument, and Jordan couldn't bear the thought of her alone. But just as her fingers grazed the door handle, a flashlight beam pierced the darkness, and a stern voice froze her in place. "Stop right there, what the hell are you doing?" Jordan's mind raced, replaying the frantic text from Josephine. "I can't do this anymore. It's tearing me apart." She had driven across town in the dead of night, ignoring the risks because the alternative, losing Joe forever, was unbearable. The campus cop, a burly man in his 50s with a badge glinting under the street lamp, stepped closer, his eyes narrowing. "ID now. And explain why you're trespassing." Panic surged through Jordan. She was 22, a senior majoring in psychology, but her life felt like a house of cards ready to collapse. Her conservative family back in Texas would disown her if they knew about Josephine, the girl who had turned her world upside down 2 years ago in a freshman seminar. Joe, with her sharp wit and gentle smile, had been her secret, her anchor in a sea of expectations. But lately, the secrecy was suffocating them both. I'm here for a friend," Jordan stammered, handing over her student ID with trembling hands. The cop scanned it, his expression unreadable. She braced for the worst. A ticket, a call to the dean, or worse, questions that might unravel everything. Instead, he sighed, lowering the flashlight. "Look, kid, I've seen this before. Relationship troubles? Sneaking in after hours." Jordan's eyes widened. How could he know? He glanced around, then leaned in. "My daughter's gay. She went through hell hiding it. If this is about that, go on in, but next time use the front door during visiting hours. And talk to someone. Secrets like that eat you alive." Jordan stood there, stunned, as he walked away without another word. It was a small mercy, but it ignited something in her. A spark of hope amid the fear. She pushed the door open and hurried to Josephine's room, knocking softly. Joe opened the door, her eyes red from crying, her dark hair disheveled. "Jordan? What are you doing here? It's after midnight." "I couldn't stay away," Jordan whispered, stepping inside and closing the door behind her. The room was a mess of textbooks and crumpled tissues, a testament to Joe's unraveling. They had met in that psych class, bonding over late-night study sessions that turned into confessions. Joe, from a liberal family in California, had come out in high school. But Jordan's world was different, Southern Baptist roots, where love like theirs was a sin. They sat on the bed, the silence heavy. "My parents called today," Joe said finally, her voice breaking. "They want me to come home for the holidays, bring a nice boy if I have one." I laughed it off, but it hurts, Jor. "Why can't we just be?" Jordan pulled her close, feeling the weight of her own lies. She hadn't told her family anything, not even about dating. Her mother still asked about "that cute guy from your dorm," oblivious to the truth. "I know," Jordan murmured. "But if I tell them, it'll destroy everything. My scholarship, my future, they'd cut me off." Joe pulled back, her eyes searching Jordan's. "And what about our future? Sneaking around like criminals? I love you, but this is killing me." The argument escalated, voices hushed but intense. Jordan's inner turmoil boiled over. How could she choose between the woman she loved and the family who raised her? The moral quandary gnawed at her. Was hiding a betrayal of Joe? Or was coming out a betrayal of her parents' values? By dawn they reached a fragile truce. Jordan left with a promise to think about it, but as she drove back to her apartment, doubt crept in. What if the cop's words were a sign? Or just a fluke? Days blurred into weeks. Jordan threw herself into her studies, avoiding deep conversations with Joe. But the pressure mounted. At a family dinner via video call, her father boasted about a church friend's son, suggesting a setup. Jordan's stomach twisted. "Dad, I'm focused on school," she said, forcing a smile. Inside, she screamed, "Why can't you see me?" The conflict tore at her. Loyalty to family versus authenticity. She confided in no one, the isolation deepening. One evening, Joe confronted her at a campus cafe. "We need to talk. Really talk." Jordan nodded, heart heavy. As they sat with cooling coffees, Joe laid it out. "I can't keep being your secret. It's like I'm not real to you." The word stung. Jordan's mind flashed to her childhood. Sunday sermons decrying unnatural love. Was she wrong for feeling this way? Or were they? I need time, Jordan pleaded. Joe's eyes filled with tears. Time's up, Jor. Choose. The ultimatum hung like a guillotine. Jordan left, torn, unaware that this decision would unravel everything. Jordan wandered the campus paths, the autumn leaves crunching under her feet, but she barely noticed. Her mind was a storm. Joe's ultimatum echoed relentlessly. Choose. How could she? Family was blood, tradition, the foundation she'd built her life on. But Joe was her heart, the first person who saw her truly. That night, alone in her apartment, Jordan paced. What if I lose them all? She thought, staring at her reflection. The girl in the mirror looked haunted, eyes shadowed by indecision. She imagined telling her parents, Mom, Dad, I'm in love with a woman. The backlash, disappointment, anger, perhaps rejection. Her father's stern face, molded by years in the military, preaching discipline and normalcy. Her mother's soft prayers for a good Christian life. Yet, denying Joe felt like self-betrayal. Joe, with her fierce independence, had taught Jordan to question the script society handed her. Their love wasn't a choice, it was inevitable, sparked in quiet moments, deepened in shared vulnerabilities. The next day, Jordan sought solace in her advisor's office. Dr. Ellis, a kind woman in her 60s, listened as Jordan skirted the truth. Family expectations are crushing me, she said vaguely. Dr. Ellis nodded. Sometimes, honoring yourself means disappointing others. But secrets have a cost. The words lingered. Jordan met Joe later in a quiet park bench. I'm scared, Jordan admitted. Joe took her hand. Me too. But hiding. It's not living. They talked for hours, dissecting the societal chains, the subtle homophobia in media, the outright bigotry in politics. Jordan realized her fear stemmed from internalized shame, planted by a culture that deemed their love lesser. But resolve wavered when Jordan's phone buzzed, her sister Emily calling. Hey, sis. Mom's planning a surprise visit next month. She's excited to meet your friends. Jordan's throat tightened. Great, she lied. Hanging up, guilt flooded her. Betraying family for love? Or betraying love for family? The moral maze twisted tighter. Weeks passed in tension.
You pushed for openness. Jordan resisted.
Then a breaking point. At a university event, a speaker on LGBTQ rights shared stories of estrangement and reconciliation.
Jordan sat frozen, you beside her, squeezing her hand.
Afterward, Joe whispered, See? People survive this. But Jordan's doubt persisted. What if we don't? The conflict peaked when Joe suggested attending a pride event together. Just as friends if you want. Jordan agreed hesitantly, but inside terror brewed. What if someone saw? Posted online? The digital age amplified risks. One photo could shatter her world. At the event, colors swirled, voices chanted for equality. Jordan felt exposed yet alive. Joe's smile lit her up. For a moment, freedom tantalized. Then disaster. Jordan spotted a family friend in the crowd. Panic surged. She pulled Joe away, fleeing like a criminal. Back home, Joe exploded. You're ashamed of us. I'm protecting us. Jordan shot back. The fight was brutal, words like knives. Joe stormed out, leaving Jordan in ruins. Alone, Jordan confronted her reflection again. Who are you really? The question haunted her. She realized her indecision was a choice, one that hurt Joe most. Days later, Joe texted, We need space. Jordan's world cracked. The price of her fear. Isolation. But seeds of change stirred. She researched online, reading stories of coming out in conservative families. Some ended in loss, others in unexpected acceptance. The uncertainty fueled her resolve. She called Emily testing waters. What if I was different? Emily paused. Like what? Hypothetically gay. Silence then. I'd still love you. But Mom and Dad. It'd be hard. The conversation planted hope but also dread. Jordan decided. She'd tell Joe first, commit fully. But as she drove to Joe's dorm, a call came, her mother voice excited. Honey, we're coming early. Can't wait to see you. Timing couldn't be worse. Jordan's heart sank. The collision of worlds loomed. Arriving at Joe's, she found the door ajar. Inside, Joe packed a bag. I'm going home for a bit. Clear my head. Don't, Jordan begged. I'm ready to try. Joe's eyes softened, but skepticism lingered. Prove it. Jordan nodded, the weight settling. The path ahead. Fraught with loss but perhaps gain. As Joe unpacked, they held each other. Fragile peace restored. But Jordan knew, the real test approached with her family's visit. The days leading to her family's arrival were a blur of anxiety for Jordan. Every moment with Joe felt stolen. Precious yet poisoned by impending doom. What if they sensed something? Jordan thought, lying awake beside Joe one night. The warmth of Joe's body contrasted the cold fear in her gut. Joe, sensing the turmoil, tried reassurance. We'll handle it together. But you have to decide how much to hide. Hide. The word chafed. Jordan's moral compass spun. Was partial truth a lie? Or mercy? At the airport, Jordan hugged her parents and Emily tightly, masking her dread. Her father, tall and imposing, clapped her back. Proud of you, kiddo. Straight A's again. Her mother beamed. And tell us about your social life. Any special someone? Jordan's smile faltered. Just friends, Mom. They settled into a hotel, then toured campus. Jordan introduced Joe as my best friend from class. Joe played along, but her eyes betrayed hurt. Dinner that night was tense. Over pasta, her father steered to politics. This country's going soft on family values. All this gender nonsense. Jordan's fork paused. Inside, rage simmered. That's me you're dismissing. But she stayed silent, the betrayal to Joe stinging. Joe excused herself early, whispering to Jordan, I can't pretend forever. Later, in the hotel lobby, Emily cornered her. Something's up.
Spill.
Jordan hesitated, then confessed partially. I'm seeing someone. It's complicated. Emily's eyes widened. A girl. Jordan nodded, tears welling. Emily hugged her. I'm here for you. But tell Mom and Dad soon. Secrets suck. The support buoyed Jordan, but fear lingered. That night she texted Joe. Emily knows. She's okay. Joe replied. One step. Proud of you. But the next day brought confrontation. At a family brunch, her mother probed. You seem distant, honey. Is everything all right? Jordan's resolve cracked. Actually, no. The table fell silent. Her father frowned. What's going on? Heart-hammering, Jordan spoke. I'm gay. And I'm in love with Josephine. The words hung explosive. Her mother's face paled. What? No, that's not you. Her father stood. This is a phase. You've been influenced here. Emily interjected. Dad listened to her. The argument erupted. Accusations of rebellion, pleas for understanding. Jordan defended. It's who I am. Denying it hurts more. Her mother cried. What about our family? The church? Jordan's inner voice screamed. What about me? The ethical dilemma peaked. Was forcing acceptance selfish or essential? They parted in anger, her parents retreating to the hotel. Jordan collapsed at Joe's, sobbing. I ruined everything. Joe held her. You were brave. That's the price of truth. Days later, a call from her father. We need time. But we love you. It was a crack, not closure. Jordan felt raw, the damage evident. But society piled on. Whispers on campus, someone had overheard. A classmate sneered. Didn't peg you for that. The prejudice fueled Jordan's anger, but also determination. She joined an LGBTQ support group, sharing her story. Hearing others' tales of rejection and resilience fortified her. Joe stood by, but strains showed. Your family's pain is valid, but so is ours. Jordan nodded, grappling with guilt. Had she chosen love over family? Or authenticity over conformity? A turning point. Her mother emailed, apologetic. I don't understand, but I want to try. Hope flickered.
Jordan replied, inviting dialogue.
Meanwhile, Joe faced her own demons. Her family, though accepting, pressured for normalcy. A cousin's wedding invited +1, preferably male. Joe confided. Even liberals have biases. Together they navigated, but a betrayal loomed. Jordan, stressed, confided in a mutual friend, Alex, who promised secrecy. But Alex, harboring jealousy over Joe, leaked it online. An anonymous post hinting at their relationship. The backlash was swift. Jordan's inbox flooded with hate. Her scholarship committee questioned character. Panic set in. Who did this? Jordan demanded.
You suspected Alex.
Confrontation confirmed. You don't deserve her. Alex spat. The betrayal cut deep. Jordan's trust shattered. Joe's fury boiled. They confronted Alex together. Why? Joe asked. Jealousy, Alex admitted. I thought she'd see me if you were gone. The revelation exposed friendship's fragility. Jordan felt foolish, the cost of vulnerability steep. In the aftermath they grew closer, but scars remained. Jordan's family slowly thawed. Phone calls turned civil. Yet society pushed back. A protest on campus against LGBTQ rights drew crowds. Jordan attended the counter-protest, Joe by her side. Standing amid chants, Jordan realized. Change demanded sacrifice. As the protest escalated, shouts clashed like thunder. Jordan gripped Joe's hand, her mind a whirlwind. Is this worth the risk? A rock sailed past, grazing a friend. Fear spiked, but resolve held. This was the fight. Against ignorance that mirrored her family's initial rejection. Back home, Joe bandaged a minor cut on Jordan's arm. We can't keep risking this, Joe said softly. But we have to, Jordan countered. Silence enables it. The debate mirrored their inner conflicts. Activism versus safety. Joe, more cautious, worried about careers. Jordan, ignited by injustice, pushed forward. Tensions rose when Jordan's father called. Saw the news about that riot on campus. Stay out of trouble. It's a protest, Dad. For rights like mine. Silence. Then. Be careful. We worry. The softening surprised her. Perhaps time healed. But her mother's calls remained strained, laced with Bible verses subtly condemning. Jordan pondered. Can love bridge dogma? The moral quandary persisted. Respect faith or challenge harm? Amid this, a professional blow. Jordan's internship offer retracted, citing controversial affiliations. The post from Alex had snowballed. Rage consumed her. This is discrimination. Joe urged legal action, but Jordan hesitated. It'll drag us deeper. The choice. Fight back or retreat. Jordan chose fight, filing a complaint. The process drained her, exposing vulnerabilities. Support came unexpectedly, from the campus cop who'd caught her sneaking in. He testified. She's a good kid. Deserves fairness. Gratitude swelled. Small allies mattered. But Joe struggled. Her job at a nonprofit faced scrutiny. Donors pulled funding over her lifestyle. We're paying for being out, Joe lamented. Jordan held her. Together we'll endure. Yet doubt crept. Was their love cursed by society? A family reunion loomed Thanksgiving. Jordan invited Joe, testing waters. Her parents agreed hesitantly. As a friend, her mother stipulated. The drive home was tense. Jordan's thoughts raced. What if it explodes? At the table, awkwardness reigned. Her father asked Joe about work. Her mother avoided eye contact. Then Emily broke ice. Joe's awesome. You two are cute together. Her father coughed. Let's not. But later privately he told Jordan. She's nice. But this. It's hard for us. Jordan pushed. Try understanding. It's not a choice. He nodded slowly. Maybe counseling? It was progress, bittersweet. Joe, sensing the strain, confided later. I feel like an intruder. You're not, Jordan assured. But guilt gnawed, dragging Joe into her family's mess. Post-holiday, a bombshell. Alex apologized but revealed more. She'd been blackmailed by a conservative group on campus. The web widened. Jordan investigated, uncovering a network spreading misinformation. Outrage fueled action. She organized a forum exposing the tactics. Joe hesitated. This could backfire. But Jordan persisted. Truth demands it. The event drew crowds. Speakers shared stories, debates raged. In the Q&A, a heckler shouted, "You're destroying families." Jordan responded calmly. No, hate is. Applause erupted, but threats followed. Anonymous emails. Fear mounted. Joe pleaded, "Stop. For us." The ultimatum reversed. Jordan faced her mirror image. Push for change or protect love. She chose compromise, scale-back activism, focus on personal healing. But society didn't relent. A bill in Congress threatened LGBTQ protections. Jordan lobbied quietly, balancing. Joe supported, but cracks showed. I miss the old us, simple. Jordan reflected. Nothing's simple anymore. A pivotal moment. Her mother visited alone. Over coffee, tears flowed. I prayed for guidance. God loves you as is. The breakthrough mended fissures. Jordan hugged her, relief flooding. Sharing with Joe. See? Change happens. Joe smiled, but weariness lingered. Then betrayal struck again from within. Emily, under pressure, distanced herself. I support you, but work's conservative. Can't be vocal. The sting. Family acceptance conditional. Jordan confronted. That's not love. Emily apologized, but damage done. The accumulation weighed. Jordan questioned everything. Was the fight worth the toll? In a quiet evening, Joe proposed. Let's move. Start fresh in a progressive city. Tempting, but running felt like defeat. No, Jordan decided. We stay and change things. Joe agreed reluctantly. Their bond tested, strengthened. But high costs loomed, lost friends, strained ties, emotional scars. As winter blanketed the campus, Jordan and Joe navigated the aftermath of their battles. The forum's success brought allies but also enemies. Jordan's inbox filled with support mixed with venom. You're brave, one said. Abomination, another. Inside, Jordan wrestled. Am I a hero or a fool? The ethical tightrope. Advocacy versus self-preservation, tautened. Joe, ever the anchor, suggested therapy. We need tools to cope. Sessions unearthed depths. Jordan's fear of abandonment, rooted in childhood. Joe's resentment of secrecy's shadow. Love shouldn't cost this much, Joe admitted in one session. The therapist nodded. But it often does in a flawed world. Progress was slow, revelations painful. Jordan realized her activism masked personal avoidance. Meanwhile, her father's calls increased. Awkward attempts at connection. Read an article on gay rights. Interesting. Small steps but meaningful. Society's pressure intensified with a local scandal. A professor outed, fired amid controversy. Jordan rallied support, but Joe pulled back.
I'm exhausted. Jag tar.
The divide grew. Jordan pushed. We can't quit. Joe snapped. It's not quitting, it's surviving. The argument echoed past fights, cycles unbroken. Reconciliation came via compromise. Selective involvement. But fate twisted. Jordan's scholarship faced review. Evidence of disruptive behavior. Panic set in. This could end my degree. Joe stood firm. Fight it. With legal aid, they won, discrimination proven. Victory tasted sweet but pyrrhic. Energy depleted. Spring brought renewal, yet challenges. Joe's family visited, contrast stark. Open acceptance versus Jordan's guarded thaw. Over dinner, Joe's mother hugged Jordan. Welcome to the family. Tears flowed, belonging tantalized. But envy stirred in Jordan. Why can't mine be like this? The disparity fueled resentment, briefly straining their relationship. A turning point. Joint family event. Tensions high but breakthroughs. Shared stories bridged gaps. Her father admitted. I was wrong. Fear blinded me. Forgiveness bloomed, fragile. Yet, external forces persisted. A friend came out inspired by Jordan but faced backlash. Jordan mentored, paying forward. Joe worried. You're spreading yourself thin. Balance eluded. Then the ultimate test. A proposal. Joe knelt one evening. Marry me. Despite everything. Joy surged but doubt. With all this chaos? Especially with it, Joe said. We're stronger. Jordan accepted, ring slipping on with promise. Planning exposed fissures. Her parents hesitated on attendance. Society debated marriage equality anew. Moral debates raged internally. Defy norms or conform? They chose defiance, simple ceremony, close circle. Vows exchanged amid tears. Through storms I choose you. Honeymoon brief, reality intruded. Job hunts discriminated subtly. Jordan pondered. Is happiness possible here? They considered relocation, weighing pros. Safety versus roots. Decision. Stay advocate. Years condensed into moments, Milestones amid struggles. Children discussed. Adoption paths navigated prejudices. Family reconciled fully. Society evolved slowly. But scars reminded. Pain forged growth. In quiet reflection, Jordan wondered, was it all worth it? The journey's end posed a question. In a world of conflicting morals, is pursuing authentic love always the right choice, even when it demands such heavy sacrifices?